Hello everybody and welcome to Legendary Cardboard YouTube channel and sometimes podcast. Today we're talking about a brand new Commander variant that was created by Shaper, who is a prolific and very knowledgeable member of the EDH community. The fact that he's put out his own Commander variant is pretty cool. It had a lot of people discussing it in the first day, and lots of brews already popping up. I'll link decks below, as well as a Discord server, which will also be linked below, and that's where you can find kind of all the info on it and chat about it and all that good stuff. The format or variant is called Conquest, and let's get into what makes it different from regular Commander. It starts with the base Commander rule set, all the normal mechanics, command zone, all that good stuff, paying 2 extra, nothing different there. But you can, however, use a Planeswalker. So sort of like Brawl there, you can use either a legendary creature or a Planeswalker as your commander. Each player starts with 30 life in a multiplayer setting. It does have specifically rules for 1v1 where players start with 25 life, which I think is kind of interesting. Be fun to try out how 1v1 is different with that little life difference. Interestingly, commander damage is set to 12, which I, as a someone who's like addicted to Voltron, even though he knows it isn't good, I'm very excited about that. Next up, we've got the deck size. You are going to have at least 80 cards, but there's no maximum deck size, so that allows some cards that previously have been able to be played in Commander, like Mind Over Matter. Another big difference between Commander and Conquest is the banned list. The ban list starts with some sweeping changes that I think are pretty interesting. First up, we've got all cards on the reserve list, every one of them. So that is a pretty big ban list right there. The reserve list is linked in their document, and I'll also throw a link to it below. Some notable things though, you got Alurin, you've got Earthcraft, Gaia's Cradle, Gilded Drake, Grim Monolith, Mox Diamond, tons of things that are in a lot of EDH decks. Some are even in normal, regular, power level, whatever EDH decks, like Wheel of Fortune, Yawgmoth's Will, Lion's Eye Diamond. So I could go on for a while. The reserve list has some spicy stuff on it, obviously, as well as including all of the original dual lands. So that's a big difference right there. They add to that with the ban list by banning all of the fetch lands as well. And you also have some conditional bans, like banned as Commander for Leovold, Najeela, Oko, Thrasios, and Tymna, which right there opens up a ton of brewing space. You also have banned as Companion for Lutri, the otter who never could. You can now at least build a deck with Lutri in it or at the helm. In addition to that, it has its own banned list. I'm not going to name every card on here because you can find it in their document that's linked below, but some notable things that jump out to me in terms of win conditions are Demonic Consultation, Food Chain, and Icecrown Scepter. And then there's some more just like value cards, like Carpet of Flowers, Rhystic Study, Soul Ring, Mystic Remora as well, that are on the banned list, and then some tutors like Demonic Tutor, Vampiric Tutor, Worldly Tutor, all banned. So right there, that's going to change deck building compositions quite a bit. There's just a ton to consider there. One last thing to consider is that the banned list for Conquest and the banned list for regular EDH do not overlap. So if something is not on the Conquest banned list, but it is on the EDH banned list, it is legal in Conquest. There's only a couple cards I can think of off the top of my head. I haven't really contrasted the two lists too well, but the two that pop out at me as things that are fun to build around are Paradox Engine and Coalition Victory, the janky I Win card that has no right being banned in the first place, IMO. So maybe try those out. I know that Paradox Engine certainly makes me want to build a couple decks that were gutted by its banning all those moons ago. So that basically sums it up. The ban list really shapes the format in this case, which is sort of the case for all formats really, but going over that, I get a lot of ideas right off the top of my head. I will link below a couple decks that I've thrown together. They are more like outlines than actual decks. I have not played them yet, haven't tested them yet. They're just sort of what I'm starting with. And they're kind of worked backwards from EDH or CEDH builds, so I don't know that that's really the best way to go about this. I'm excited to try some silly stuff like Marwyn, who's just a favorite kind of pet card of mine, and there's another one I really want to try. Oh, Shu Yun. I feel like Shu Yun's going to be super fun. With 12 commander damage to take someone out. That's like one spell, double strike, and there you go. So I feel like that could be fun. You get blue, so you can still kind of, blaze the path with counterspells, but that'll be for another video, which will probably come up sooner than later. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you noticed that the editing quality, video quality in general has gone up a bit. We're working on making things cooler and cooler around here. If you want to support us in that, we've got Patreon below. Also, just follow us on Twitter, join our Discord, and come hang out. Yeah, I think that's all we got. So thanks for checking it out, and we will see you next time. Have a good one. Goodbye.